A heavy grey sky casts a shadow over a small, unfamiliar town. The streets are unusually quiet, swallowed by a dense fog that clings to everything it touches. Daniel, a man in his late 20s, steps off the bus. The first few steps are slow, hesitant, as if lost perhaps in his own thoughts. He feels the weight of something unspoken in the air, almost choking on his words. As he adjusts his tie, his eyes dart around, scanning the eerie streets. The world seems silent, considering there was still the hustle on the road. He glances at his phone, only to be met with his own photo as the wallpaper. And slowly, his eyes move towards the time. 9:25. His pace quickens, wanting to outrun the discomfort, but mostly to reach the office on time. He takes the path less traveled by. A narrow opening between buildings. Considering it to be a shortcut, he catches sight of something, someone. A beggar, his eyes entirely white, sitting cross-legged on the sidewalk. Although not an expression on his face, there was something troubling him. His clothes, torn and weathered, his face hidden beneath a hood. A cardboard sign rests at his feet. Its message, scrawled in uneven, jagged handwriting, barely understandable. I know you. The words are unnerving, but Daniel barely registers them. His heart skips a beat. He hesitates, but quickly forces his steps to move forward, shaking off the unsettling feeling. The office is sterile, bathed in harsh, flickering light of fluorescent bulbs. Daniel sits at a cubicle, surrounded by people, yet feeling completely isolated. The hum of voices around him is muted, like they're coming from underwater. He tries to blend in, to act normal. Small talk with co-workers feels like a performance, each word more forced than the last. He doesn't belong here. The day felt like forever. Every minute was 10, and tick of the clock felt unreal. Only when he had gotten in the mood, ready to work tirelessly, lunchtime rolls round. Daniel steps outside, breathing in the cold air, seeking an escape from the building's suffocating walls. There, the beggar sits on the curb, exactly where he had been earlier. Same tattered clothes, same hunchback posture, and same sign. I know you. Daniel freezes. A chill runs down his spine. How is this possible? He looks around, only to see that no one else seems to notice. The world continues on, indifferent to the beggar's presence. But Daniel can't shake the feeling that he's being watched, that something isn't right. Daniel drags into his apartment, closing the door behind him with a sigh. The space is dim, shadows stretching across the floor. It feels cold, despite the warmth of the room. He throws his bag onto the couch, exhausted, trying to block out the strange events of the day. He heads to the kitchen, grabs a beer, and envelops the comfort of the couch. The TV is on, but the flickering screen offers no comfort. A tap. Daniel's body stiffens. The sound is faint, like the slightest knock. But his breath catches in his throat as his eyes move slowly towards the window. There, standing in the street, is the beggar, still, motionless, staring into his window with empty, sightless eyes. He is watching. The cold sweat forms on the back of Daniel's neck. He quickly yanks the blinds down, his heart racing, but the air feels thick, topped with something ominous. He waits, his breath shallow, hands trembling. After a moment, he peeks through the blinds again, but this time the beggar was gone. Daniel exhales, the tension releasing just a fraction. Was it his imagination, but the feeling lingers, crawling under his skin. Daniel sits in a quiet coffee shop, stirring his cup absent-mindedly. His mind keeps drifting back to the beggar. He looks across the table at James, a co-worker, and tries to push the growing unease down. Have you ever noticed a blind guy, the one who sits on the streets? James looks up, confused. He shakes his head, glancing around as if Daniel had said something absurd. What blind guy? There must be many in this town. Daniel blinks, frowning. He lowers his voice, a knot tightening in his stomach. The beggar outside the office. I swear he's been there every day. Same spot, same sign, and the same blind yet uncanny sight. James shrugs, uninterested, and takes a sip of his coffee. I don't know, man. I've never seen him. Daniel sits back, his unease deepening. Was it just him? Was he imagining the whole thing? Whatever it was, there was no time to think. He's late for office. Again. After work, Daniel walks past a small, weathered cornerstone. The site above creaks in the wind, giving the place an air of neglect. He slows as he approaches the door, hesitant. Inside, the light is dim, the shelves stacked high with dusty bottles and jars. Behind the counter, an elderly man watches Daniel with a strange, knowing gaze. Daniel hesitates before stepping inside, but eventually does, looking behind to see the beggar staring at him from across the street. Mr. Fenwick's gaze tightens as he sees Daniel looking at the beggar, and he breaks the silence. Have you seen him? Yes, the one outside. You see him too? Mr. Fenwick doesn't answer immediately. He just stares at Daniel, a long, heavy silence hanging in the air. Finally he speaks, his voice low and grave. Yes, but if you have seen him, it means he has seen you. The words linger with a curse in the air. Daniel takes a step back, his pulse racing. What does that mean? How does a blind guy see? Mr. Fenwick slides yellow newspaper clipping across the counter. The headline reads, Local man vanishes without a trace. Daniel's hands tremble as he picks it up. The photograph is grainy, faded with time, but there's no mistaking the face. It is the beggar. This is him. Mr. Fenwick leans in closer, his voice dropping to an urgent whisper. They say he saw something he wasn't meant to, something no one should see. He pauses, as if weighing the dangers of the word. They say he's not really alive anymore. What's left of him is a curse. The ones who see him too much don't last long. Daniel lies in bed, staring at the ceiling. The apartment feels even smaller now. The air thicker, suffocating. The sound of his heartbeat fills his air as he listens for any movement. Any sign that something is wrong. A tap. The sound comes again, soft but unmistakable. His body locks on fear. He turns slowly towards the window. The beggar is standing there, frozen, staring in through the glass. His eyes empty, sightless. Daniel's breath catches. His hand reaches for his phone, his fingers shaking as he snaps the picture. The screen shows nothing. The window is empty. But when he looks up, the beggar is still standing there. But this time, it's inside the room. A month later, a new man arrives in town. He steps off the bus, adjusting his tie, unaware of the strange, creeping presence that lurks in the fog. He glances briefly at the sidewalk where the blind beggar sits. The beggar, an unfamiliar familiarity creeps in, resembling a lot to Daniel. His cardboard sign reads, scrawled in uneven handwriting, I know you. So come back again at this nocturnal hour to witness another horrifying tale.